Welcome, everyone. This is Hate to Break It to Ya. World's on fire. That's right. With my busted ass case that I have to get now. People are getting so crazy about it. Listen, we're doing the pods. Things are becoming pretty regular. I'm going to need help with you guys. You got to like, you got to subscribe. Things have to get good with you. So, let's go right into some things that are happening in this world that are absolutely insane. So, as you know, Trump got raided for documents in his house, and it got a lot of exposure. And so, Biden also had documents unclassified in his house, and he didn't get in any trouble. So now they found this thing where he does, and the hypocrisy seems to be large. So watch.
And in his basement den?
Also in the same home, yes.
And his main floor office?
Correct.
And his third floor den?
Correct.
At the University of Delaware?
Correct.
And at the Biden Institute?
Correct.
And that the document writing or note related to national defense?
Correct.
And that the defendant, and we may talk about the willfully part.
I love that. Correct. This guy's not fucking around. Correct.
Here in a second, retained the document writing or note and failed to deliver it to an employee or officer entitled to receive it.
Correct. There is a willfulness intent element, as you say.
But those are the elements of the crime.
Including the intent element, yes.
And there are at least two different quotes, right, where he told his ghostwriter, and this is in your report, in a matter of fact, and this is February 16, 2017, that he had just found all this classified stuff downstairs.
He did make that statement that was captured on an audio recording.
And on April 10th, 2017, Biden read aloud a classified passage related to a 2015 meeting in the Situation Room.
That is in the report, yes.
And these are national security documents. Afghanistan, has been mentioned, a whole bunch of those things, right?
Correct.
Look, here's what it is, right? It says classified documents were found at the Penn Center. Correct. Biden's garage. Correct. His basement. Correct. Office. Correct. Third floor. Look, I'm not anything with anything, but it looks like there's just two different sets of rules here, which what does it do for me? And if you're a common sense person like me, it just makes me like Trump more. That's it, because I feel like Trump is being persecuted against unfairly when I don't even know what Trump does. But I feel like he is being persecuted against more unfairly and not getting a fair shake like Biden. So it feels corrupt. And if something's corrupt and it's not fair, I tend to root for the underdog. I mean, Trump had shit in his bathroom. I have shit in his bathroom. I had no idea what it was. He was raided by the FBI. And he's up for charges. They found documents all over Biden's place and other parts of the Delaware, the University of Delaware. They have these special documents. He then told his biographer that their documents were in there. It was to a ghostwriter. So look at Trump's just paid $91 million on a bail for sexual assault. That was not a criminal case, but it was a civil case, and they said that's a civil suit. So it wasn't criminal, but it was enough to do it. The woman's going back again for to do more because she said he said he defiled her name or something. He is being sued by the district attorney of New York. He's being sued for fraud, saying what Mar-a-Lago was worth. He lost that case. I mean, this dude is just getting piled on, and now they're doing this. But yet he's the clear front runner for president of the United States, which is insane. But not. It just shows you how much people are rooting for the guy. And yet the establishment wants to say, no, he's a scumbag. So if you think he's a scumbag, sure. But the scumbag also seems like Biden has some scumbaggery, and he doesn't get prosecuted, so it's not fair. So, like I always say, Trump's funny. I mean, you can't act like politics is so serious now. I was just announced that Jesse Ventura, who I think is very smart, and Aaron Rodgers, who I also think is very smart, is up to be Robert Kennedy Jr.'s VP, who I also think is very smart. So, I mean, again, that's an amazing ticket. I don't care if one guy's a football player, genius football player, the other guy's a genius wrestler. They're entertainers, but they're smart. They're super smart. And Robert F. Kennedy's a super smart lawyer. I messed that whole ticket. I'll mess with that whole ticket. I'll keep that whole ticket. That could be a ticket I like. There's nothing on this Biden ticket that I'm going to go for. Forget that. I'm not even registered as a Dem. I'm registered as an independent, but that's done. And I got to see who's on the Trump ticket, but I don't think you're going to beat Trump, but that's a good ticket. Let's see who Trump gets on the ticket. Vivek, I like that ticket. I just want good people. I don't care your race, your color, your creed, your gender, your religion. I don't give a shit as long as you are smart. So I like the RFK ticket. I like the Trumpy ticket. I don't even know if votes matter. I don't think they do. I think they're all corrupt. I don't think they'll let the votes go in. I think they just fucking steal them. That's where I'm at. But democracy is dead. It's dying.
The city of Pittsburgh just authorized a 4-hour daily purge. Like, if you live in Pittsburgh, I hope you got a firearm. And if you don't, go fucking buy one and get a lot of ammo, because you're going to need it. Because between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., your 911 calls are going to voicemail. And also during that time, there is not going to be a single fucking cop at a single fucking police station in the city of Pittsburgh. During most of the overnight shifts, there is going to be 22 police officers for the entire city. They're not going to be responding to most calls. They're no longer going to be responding to theft, harassment, criminal mischief. And the worst of all, they will not be responding to burglary alarms. The police will not be responding to your house being burglarized. Who the fuck thought this was going to be a good idea? Who the fuck thought that in the middle of the night you only need 22 police officers for the whole fucking city? Who thought sending 911 calls to voicemail for 4 hours a day was a good idea? Y'all are literally about to have a 4-hour purge every fucking day. Your city is going to get torn apart.
There's only going to be 22
Seriously,
cops.
Citizens of Pittsburgh, buy firearms.
The whole city of Pittsburgh,
lots of firearms.
So if that's
because
12
the police
per car,
there aren't going to protect
that's
you
2
anymore.
per car, that's only 12 cruisers. Or no, 11 cruisers. So you could literally pull a caper off between 3 and 7 in Pittsburgh. And then if you have 911, it's going to go to voicemail. Fuck that. Holy shit. It's going to go to voicemail. So, yeah. That's not good. Defund the police, that's not good. I don't know what they're doing, but that's just crazy. I mean, there you go. The purge is real. Like, I think that stuff is all priming for the real shit. I believe the purge will happen. But that's a baby purge. That's insane. Oh boy. Oh boy. This one I'm scared to talk about, but well, all right, I'm going to talk about it. It says HIV-infected green monkey DNA has been discovered in both Pfizer and Moderna's mRNA COVID vaccines, according to a recent study. This alarming finding raises concern about the safety and potential risks associated with these vaccines. The study was conducted by microbiologist Kevin Kernan, a former researcher and team leader for the MIT Human Genome Project. And hold on a second. Yeah. The study said that in addition to spike protein and mRNA present in the vaccine, there's also simian virus 40, which has long been suspected of causing cancer in humans. Has been linked to limited cancer and brain upon the presence of it. So look, they're basically saying they're finding monkey AIDS in the virus, in the vaccine. This is why I have to talk about this on Patreon. Now, if you're having this and you're watching this and you're vaccinated, you're either laughing at me, you're pissed at me, or you're concerned. Listen, it's been 3 years, so they say if it hasn't hit you within 3 years, you're pretty good. I don't know anything, but I will say I know people that are vaccinated and they seem fine. And I knew other people that are gone. Straight up. I can tell you multiple comedians that are gone, which is crazy. The HIV thing has always been there because they talked about it, that people were coming up positive in HIV tests when they did the trial run in Australia. You can look that up. And then they said, we'll stop those trials, and they said it was a false positive. So 20 people had false positives, which I don't know. They were trying to say, and maybe it is, that the genes that they turned on or whatever within it when they did the vax were the same switches to say, oh, the body has HIV, but without having it. So whatever triggered that, it triggered that gene. But they said, oh, yeah, it says you have it, but it didn't, you don't really have it. It just was turned on to say the yes button, HIV positive, but it's not. Do you want to take that risk? Fuck. But then there's other people. A huge band doesn't believe HIV even exists, and it's an interesting article. I'm not going to talk about who says it, but it's a huge band. And it's an interesting argument for it in that case. And whatever it is, whatever HIV is, it's basically, it's not that you die from that. They say you die from a cold because you have no defenses. And that's the argument with the vaccine, right? That's going to knock. It's going to cause something called a cytokine storm. You can look this up. And basically your body's always fighting something within itself like that. And then you just have no defenses. So it's constantly fighting. Things can come at you. So it's like, imagine it like this. This is what the argument is. Here's a fucking fire over here. And you call half the cops in the city to go, firefighters to go to the city for this fire. And the fire just won't be put out. While that's happening, you're really getting robbed. There's a bunch of criminals robbing something over here. And they can't stop the criminals because they're all attending to the fire. Well, the fire in your body from the vaccine apparently is self-inflicted because of the vaccine. And so when real things come in, your body is fighting all these false alarms, which is because it's fighting. It's simple to say. It's hard to understand. It's simple to understand. It might be hard to say. It's simple. All these things are being turned on and off in your body, and your body's thinking, oh, my God, it's sick, it's sick, it's sick, it's sick. But it's not really sick. Then it really does get sick because all its defenses are fighting something that is what they call a cytokine storm, phantom illnesses, because your body thinks it's sick. And then it gets sick. It's crazy. I know. So, it's 3 years in now. So, I don't know. You know what's up. Apparently, Haiti has been taken over by a cannibal gang. And it was all over X. I can't find the video now. I mean, the shit that they let on X, and I love X, but the shit that they let on there was just so disturbing, some of it. Fights and shit, which I do not want to see. But there was a fucking video of a guy. I'll just describe it to you. killed somebody, but you didn't see the death. He was eating a piece of meat. And then he went into like a fire where there was like a bunch of fucking wood and all this shit. And he had a gun and they took a leg and bit into like a cooked leg with a sneaker on it. I'm not kidding. That's a real piece of video. I know this is crazy for you. Why am I talking about it? Because this is literally the world's on fire. There's a cannibal gang running Haiti. The president left. And there's all this smoke in the conspiracy world of you know who used to go to Haiti and all the different people that went to Haiti and you know what and what could go down in Haiti. Fuck, man. I want to say Serpent in the Rainbow took place in Haiti. You know what I mean? So if you think about voodoo and what's the other shit? What's the other stuff? Santeria and all these different things. Let's just go here for a second. This shit is crazy as shit. There's fucking video. You gotta find it. I don't know. It's crazy they took that off, which they should have, but they didn't take. There's more disturbing footage than that. I know you go, what's more disturbing than eating somebody? Yeah, I guess there's really not. But there are a lot of fucking disgusting things on X and video, which they need to weed out, in my opinion. I love X, but there's just some horrifically violent things. And I don't want to see the shit. So there's a gang. I'm like so calm telling you. There's a gang killing, taking over the country, and they're cannibals. Now you think, oh God, that's over there, right? So I started thinking about this on the fucking plane. Well, I just showed you about the Purge, and then think about this. So I love South Africa. God, I love South Africa, man. I've had some amazing times in South Africa. I've been there 3 times. I'll go back again. And they have these beautiful, like Malibu-esque type of mountains. Tabletop mountain. And these houses, I mean, gorgeous fucking houses. That are expensive, but better deals than here. And they just look out into this beautiful South African Ocean. I don't want to say Indian Ocean. And they're expensive, but they're cheaper than here. And they're fucking amazing. I went to a couple photo shoots at one of them. I shot, different things up there. Tremors and stuff. And my brother said something that was then confirmed by a couple of locals. Like, if you've never been to South Africa, it's this beautiful mix of basically Zulus and Dutch. And when they get together and have a kid, it's the most beautiful creature you've ever seen born. It's an amazing mix of human DNA, and they're beautiful. And Afrikaans, and they speak Zulu, and they speak Afrikaans, and they speak Dutch, and they speak all different languages. And I know there's a lot of history there, and apartheid, and all this stuff that is no bueno. But I'm just gonna say, as the country, you go. I was so in love with this place. I was like, I could probably get a place here for $1 million, and it'd be such an escape. And my brother goes, "What the fuck are you gonna do there, dude?" He goes, "You're gonna go over there. It takes you 23 hours to get there, so you have to stop in either Saudi Arabia, Israel, France, whatever. You're doing 11 and 11, basically 2 trips of 11, and then you get there." And he goes, "Your house could be fucked." And I go, "Why?" And he goes, "Because who's watching your house?" I go, "Well, I get a local South African." He goes, "They'll come in and kill those motherfuckers." See, South Africa is like partial Malibu. I'm talking about Kapton, which is Cape Town. Let's just go Cape Town. This is what I meant to say, Cape Town. But that's part of South Africa. There's different parts. Kapton is Cape Town. And it's partial Malibu, partial Beverly Hills, a little gangster. But you have to know where to go. But also, I got fucked with, and I'll tell this story another time, but I don't know. I'm just a a tall, angly white dude. So I don't know if people thought I was crazy because I'd walk some places, and I don't think I should have been there. But they have like Nobu. They have one of the best food scenes, maybe the best food scene I've ever seen. The best food scene I've ever seen. The best food scene I've ever seen, possibly. I mean, I'm talking Vegas, New York, included, Hong Kong. And but it's beautiful. They have these beautiful houses on the bluff in Cape Town. And my brother said, if an uprising happens, your shit's gone, dude. They'll make an inside deal, and you'll never get your house. I thought, is that true? Then I talked to some of the locals and people that were in my movie with me, and they were like, yeah, there's a lot of tension here. And, there's fights amongst people, different nationalities, different groups, and they want to come and just take stuff, for their own reasoning. So it's tense. But it wasn't so tense for me. I was only there for 2 months, but I loved it. But again, I don't live it. I didn't grow up in the harsh conditions. Why am I saying all this? Because as beautiful as it was, I never knew how tense it was on the outsides of it. And I think that's a metaphor for what we're seeing right now in Haiti. Now you go, Haiti is a fucking third world country, blah, blah. Is it that crazy to say that fucking LA could be taken over by cannibals? Like, I'm dead serious. Like, this shit is turning into a zombie movie. I know you think it's over there, but what I just told you about Pittsburgh, all this stuff, I'm telling you, the narrative is that society is weakening. The things, it's literally Escape from New York. You got to watch it again. You got to watch Escape from New York. It's literally society is turning into lawlessness. And it's less and less. I mean, you have the National Guard in the subway in New York City, which I think is a good idea. Thank God. But you have other places that don't have enough law enforcement. Or so, I mean, and then Florida gets shit for having guns, and it's like, fuck, someone's got to protect yourself, right? And unfortunately, we live in a society where some people you can't reason with them. It's like, dude, don't kill me. Don't kill me and cook me and eat me. Like, come on, dude. Like, let's fucking all get together. This is why mushrooms were outlawed. They would make everyone much more empathetic. This is what I'm learning. So, to sit there and think that this shit can't become a movie, like the movies can't become reality, is crazy to think that you can't think that. Because it's happening. It's fucking happening. That's insanity. That is insanity. But it's happening. They took the video down, which is good, I think.